Welcome, everyone. This is a topic that I felt like bringing up. And when you look at it, I don't know how many people do this, but I do know that I do. And so, there's a lot of fashion trends, and I swear, when you look at a couple of them, sometimes they can be a determining factor as to whether or not you're actually in. And there's just a number of things like you can say like sometimes it has to do with like in the old days like whether or not your collar was up that was considered a fly thing, and like really the type of shoes you wear is important, and if you're sagging your pants, wearing boxers or briefs, just I mean there's more than that, but there's also like, there's a couple extras. I mean, what kind of shirts you wear. I mean, like where your sleeve is on your short sleeve shirt, because some people it's up to their shoulders. I mean, there's just tons of them. But here's one that I don't do, and if you do this, I don't necessarily think that it should be that much of a problem. So it's kind of saying, I especially do this in the summertime. I mean, I'm just going to let you know right off the bat that really could give a damn about this opinion. So, what is it? And are you going to find that I'm like the person that objects? No, I'm not. I'm not going to be this person that has to, be the most colorful kid on the block and colorful man on the block, whatever you want to say. It's not about that. It just happens that certain things I kind of say, well, shit, I'm going to do this or I'm not going to, and I wear sandals with socks on. So, like you could think, well, that's not hip, but I mean, really, I do it quite a bit, and I would walk in to Walmart or wherever I'm going, gas station, whatever happens, and I say, well, I'm just gonna take my fucking sandals. I can literally kick them off without doing anything, and that's just fine. So I do this, and like really, what you've got to say though is just where would you actually take place doing this? So I think about it, and I say, well, I'm a guy that likes to hang out in my backyard. I have no problem like if I were to just fuck around and have like a party, it would probably be in my backyard, and that's just something like you can smoke a cigarette, do whatever you want to do, play some music, bring your boombox, cook some burgers. I don't know if I think I said music, yeah. Um, just do whatever you want to do in the backyard. I mean, that's just the way it is. But then again, I would do the front yard like that as well. I mean, it's just not as private. So that's assuming you have a house. Um, really, I mean, if you're looking for other things that I do, well, another one would just be waking up, just saying, well, what's the first thing you do when you wake up? Like, there's tons of things. I mean, there's so much that you can actually do when you wake up, and, you just got to say, well, I pretty much now I'll light an incense, but before that, it would be just checking YouTube, just seeing what's up with that, just checking. I mean, I guess there's something to the form of what you do when you wake up, because some people need to actually recharge. And when you think about that, like, well, hey, I need my cup of coffee, I need the newspaper, I need to watch the news, I need to stretch, I need to go for a jog, I need to turn on the heat, I need to put on my slippers, any of these mature things that you may think you're actually doing, it's not necessarily that you're young if you can just get up out of bed. It's not. And I don't think that that comes from anything. It just happens that you start, when you reach a certain age, your mentality swings because this is your brain process. So if you think, well, I don't want to, if you start saying, well, I'm going to start watching, I'm going to start watching the morning news every day. Well, guess what? I mean, it just happens that now it's like, I don't know. I mean, it's just a process. I swear. Like, you can tell the difference probably between Charlie Sheen and Liam Hemsworth. You know what I mean? Like, there's a difference between those two, and it's like, whatever you think. And maybe Charlie Sheen's a bad example, but Tom Hanks and Liam Hemsworth. That's kind of the thing. You just got to say, well, what's the difference between these two people? And it's not just the age that does it, it's the activities. Because someone else who's that age is, who would it be? Like Prince, or Prince, or I know that I can think of spry people. I mean, it's not necessarily that problem. It's just thinking about who they are. And there's just tons of people that are that age and do it. And, I swear it's genetic almost. And so that's just one understanding, but I know I'm getting off topic, but I mean, it just happens to be like, these are the sort of things that you do. And I just thought about that when I woke up. Like, really, when I wake up, I'm just trying to get my day started, and I just think about, well, what I am going to do. That's pretty much first thing on my mind is, what am I going to do today? I don't just kind of say, well, I'm just gonna go with the flow. I'm gonna let things carry me. I actually do figure out, and I'm not like calculating or anything where you think, well, I have to have a schedule. No, I mean, I am the most random person ever. And I realized this when when I was doing things and I couldn't, like, I had a job once and it had to do with taking orders at the drive-thru, and I realized that I couldn't do this. And the thing about it is I couldn't do the cash register either. And I said, well, why can I not do these jobs when other people just gravitate towards it so easily? And I think it's because I am a random person. My answer is that there is no answer. I just wing it all the time. Like, most of the time, I do not know what I'm going to say next. And I think that when you look at something like that, it kind of has to do with the fact of, well, yeah, I'm basically going to do whatever I want. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's fun, but the only problem is when you come down to it and you have to actually write things down or whatever you're doing, it just ends up messy. So this is why I cannot work in QuickTime. But it's just strange. I mean, think about someone and try to figure out as to whether or not they could do drive-through or cashier. And, out of everyone who would be the ones that couldn't do it. And if you know those people, it's probably because they've got some sort of makeup I don't know how to explain it. I'm not a scientist, but it's just like when we have allergies and we're allergic to strawberries or bee stings or hay fever or whatever. These are kind of things I swear it's just, that's the way it is, but mean, but on the real, I just thought, well, yeah, I do wear sandals with socks. And, when you look at that, you just say, well, but what do you do in the sandals and socks? And it's just like, well, just picture someone going throughout their whole day, when like you would see movies with black people and they'll wear wife beaters wherever they go. I mean, that's just as simple as it gets. It's just that accessibility. When you think of something that basic, people who, have nothing more than their slippers on or just sandals on without socks, a wife beater, and a pair of shorts, and then they just walk into wherever they're going in the summertime. And it's just like, people do this quite a bit. And, it's even different, if you live on the beach, because, women just drive in their bikinis. It's just like, hey, guys drive without a shirt. It's like, hey, this is all I'm doing. This is all I have to do. And I mean, I think that's important when you go about and do these things. Yeah, I can go the whole day just going about this. And you got to say, is it laziness? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What is it? I mean, it's just a basic. The word for it is just basic. Just like plain, regular, whatever you want to say. Like, it's just simplicity is the thing that matters. It's just as simple as that. Like there's some probably celebrities that will wear like one piece of jewelry, and that's just all it is. Like the need to be that simple. And I mean, why? It's just fun. I've always thought of it like that, but you just got to determine how many other things do you have that are like that. I mean, have I ever worn a wife beater? Yes, and you'll probably see me wearing one sometime this summer. I might just take my shirt off and wear one, but it really depends. So it happens to be that whatever you want to do, it's fine. And yeah, I mean, about all I can think of.